75 years is a big anniversary for China, the biggest since its 50th in 1999. How has the atmosphere changed since that time?
I'd say it's changed really considerably. First of all, China has become a country which has, in a sense, both advanced into the world and retreated from the world. What do I mean by that? In the period before, China was opening up to the rest of the world, it was becoming a big economic power, it was playing perhaps less of a diplomatic role, but a very important role, at least economically. Now, what's happened is China is playing a much bigger diplomatic role. And because of the aggressiveness of its diplomacy, because of the aggressive nature of, in fact, of even its diplomats, China is becoming a much more polarizing place. And a lot of the goodwill that was shown towards the PRC has dissipated. Internally, of course, China has become a much more authoritarian government. I mean, people always thought that under the Chinese Communist Party it would be authoritarian, but under Xi Jinping, who assumed power in 2012, the clock has been turned back and it is much more repressive than it was in the earlier period.
Given Xi's governance, what might we expect from the coming 25 years?
Always a really hard question because 25 years, A, is a long time, and B, the future is always unknown. But I think the direction of travel is very clear. China is very keen to assert its prominence. I don't think globally in the way that some people imagine. I think it's mainly concerned with the wider East Asia region. And of course, there's always the threat that it may do something really violent, which would be the invasion of Taiwan, which will be a game changer in every possible way. Internally, I think China is now facing very profound pressures. The economy is no longer as strong as it was. The possibility of strains emerging within the Chinese community are much greater. Massive youth unemployment, massive problems with housing and things like that. So that this is going to be a very difficult period. China looks very strong, and in some ways it is very strong, but it faces these very challenging problems.